Today we're taking a look at Mordhau. Wait, it's Mordhau. Mordhau. Okay. It's a medieval battle game running on the platform Unreal Engine, so it's most likely gonna work on every PC. It's not the most visually appealing game, but there's one thing that I do like. If I go to settings and turn off everything from high, because I'm playing on high and I still get over 200 FPS easily, there's quite a difference, which means on lower end PCs, this is gonna run better. High graphics, low graphics. This applies to everything, and I know it's not a big thing, but I really like when games do this because not everybody has the best PC in the world. So you might be wondering, what is this game? Well, do you like swords, shields, spears, bows, fists, horses, throwing spears, buildings exploding, and whatever this is? That was kind of cool, not gonna lie. What the heck just happened there? If the answer is yes, then boy do I have the game for you. And for those Fortnite players that want to check out this game, it also has third person. Almost instantly people are going to talk about Chivalry, or very famously For Honor, except the gameplay doesn't look anything like the trailer they gave us. After playing this game for about 2 weeks, I have found it to hit the right spot. Ooh. I'm not gonna go through everything because we're gonna be here a whole day, but you get a whole bunch of pre-made characters and you can even create your own if you'd like to. Guizza de la Portizza. You have 16 points to put into your character. Armor can only go on head, torso, and legs because they're in bold. Anything else is purely cosmetic. If I choose something for my neck, you can see that everything is just cosmetic, and it tells you all the way to the right, which means it just affects the way your character looks. These don't cost any points. If we go take a crap, hold on. I probably shouldn't AFK in servers anyway, but let's look at head armor. Now you see that to the right, it tells you that it's light, and then to the left, it tells you how much it costs. You might notice different versions of level 1 armor. They all have the same statistics, but you have to unlock them with coins, or for some of them, you have to be a specific level. Now let me make something clear. There are no microtransactions, which means the levels and the coins that you get in the game, you get by playing more and more matches. So the more you play, the better you'll be, and the higher level and the more gold. There's level 2 armor, which is medium, and it costs 2 points. And again, it also has a couple of different cosmetic ones that you can unlock. And there's level 3 armor, which is 3 points, and that is heavy armor. Torso also has 3 levels of armor. And finally, legs also has 3 levels of armor. Pretty simple, but keep in mind that if you have all level 3 armors, then your speed is going to be quite low. And if you go with heavy armor on everything, then you only have 7 more points to customize your character. If I remove all the armor, then I'll have 16 points to put into my character, but I won't have any armor, but I'll have a lot of speed. You can carry up to 3 things on you: your primary, your secondary, and your the third thing. I'm not gonna go through everything that you can carry because some of you guys will get bored and click off of it, but just so you know that there's a lot of things that you can have, and they all have points. It's not a case of whatever has the most points has the most armor or has the most damage, because there's different things like shields, swords, spears, throwing knives, throwing axes. It's just a matter of finding a balance between the perfect damage, speed, and reach. You can kind of customize your body, and this doesn't cost you any points, and it still has pretty much the same hitbox, I believe, but they do give you the option. Same thing for the face. It still gives you many things to change, and it doesn't cost you any points. And finally, there are perks, and you can see the number of points that is required for each one. You can pause and read if you want to, but it just gives you an extra little passive on your character depending on whatever you want to do. If I'm fighting with a spear and I like to jump a lot to pretend that I'm Oberyn in Game of Thrones, then I will take Acrobat because it will reduce my jump stamina. If I feel like sniping and I'm using a crossbow or a bow, then I will take Ranger because it will allow me to move a little quicker while aiming. Perks are not overpowered, it just helps your character a little bit, and if you want to, you don't even need to use them. You can put all your points in armor and your weapon. One thing that I like is that you can enable tracers, especially for learning the weapon or training. You can see exactly where the weapon hits. The red marks are the damage and the blue ones are your handlebars, and you can do different type of attacks from different angles, and wherever the lines are, that's where your weapon will do do damage. A dagger, for example, will have a way smaller reach, but look at the speed in comparison to the other big sword. Plus you can throw it, but it only does damage on impact, and with a sword you can also go in the Mordhau position, and this does extra damage because it hits with extra stuff, and those are the green markers that you see. You got your trusty knuckles, but oh my goodness, the range on this. I won't go through all the weapons because you guys get the point, but you know, you have axes that all have different parts where it actually attacks and it does damage. But in case you wanted to know, the spear is the one that has the longest range, and yeah, I mean, that's about as far as it can go. You might notice that I'm doing different type of attacks. I'm doing from the top, I'm doing from the side, I'm doing a stab type of attack, but I'm 100% in control and I know where the attacks are coming from and I'm the one doing it. However, this game is all about timing. Let me give you an example of a 1v1 and we'll go through this and then I'll kind of come back in slow motion so I can show you guys what makes this game really awesome. And this moment right here is why you're watching the clip. We'll come back to it and watch it in slow motion. And I stabbed the guy. I'm throwing my spear at him. Didn't do enough damage like I thought, but I got my knuckles to take him out. At the beginning of the fight, I saw him attacking, so I blocked that, and you have to time it perfectly, otherwise you get hit. He follows it up with a stab, and at the same time I do my own stab, but I slide to the left, making him miss me, but I hit him. I see his attack coming from a mile away, so I blocked that, no problem. The coolest part about this battle is he goes for the same attack, and all I do is crouch. I didn't even defend the attack, just simply crouched, and look at the sword going over my head. He's going for the same stab like me, but mine is quicker and I dodge it better, so I stab him again. I then step back and I don't have to worry about his attack because he's out of range, and I throw my spear into him. However, I didn't really calculate it too well how much damage it would do, so he still has 10 health, and luckily I rushed him and got the punch in before he hit me with the sword because I'm pretty sure he would have wrecked me. Fights are not necessarily so straightforward. You can do a lot of different attacks and morphs. You can see this guy in front of me, he's doing one attack and then morphing into another. He's blocking everything I'm throwing his way. He then kicks me to take my shield down and then stabs me. So this is a fight that I'm losing badly. It's not necessarily just 1v1s. You can have a crazy mayhem of fights, and this server is a 64-man server, so it's 32 on 32. There's two teams, red team and blue team, and right now we are on the red team trying to stop the blue team from pushing the card. It's kind of like TF2 push the payload, and what I'm doing here is I'm stabbing people while blocking their attacks. And for somebody that's never played this game, this might look a little bit confusing, but there is this aspect of the game where there's just a lot of mayhem, a lot of stuff happening. One of the final examples that I'll show you guys, and I slowed it down to 50% so maybe you guys can understand it a little bit better. I'm fighting this guy who's defending at the wrong time, so I'm able to stab him, one enemy down. I'm on the red team fighting the blue guys. I spot an enemy and we do the same attack, which cancels out, but I instantly link it with another stab and another stab that he blocks, and then the third stab that hits him again. At this point, there's a lot more blues than reds. Actually, I'm the only one up as I take out another enemy that wasn't looking my way, and I put on my shield to block the attacks. This guy's going for a stab. I'm able to dodge it. Two quick stabs takes him out, and luckily I get the position here because they can't rush me. I do one quick stab. He doesn't defend in time. You can see he's defending very late. I know that one of them is going to close the door because that's what I would do, so while he's closing the door, I stab him. Unfortunately, I don't defend well and I get hit, but his own teammate knocks the other guy down, so now that gives me a little bit of a breather. Horse passing through, I'm able to finish one of them, my teammate finishes the other, and that was epic. This is definitely a skill-based game, so if you're better than the other person, you will win most fights, but it's not crazy unrealistic. If you go in way too deep and you are 1v5, 1v6, 1 whatever, you're not gonna win those fights because there's no time to block everything and attack, so you're just gonna get taken out like a piñata. It's just simple as that. And when I say that this game is skill based, I really mean it, because if you're level 50 or level 1, it doesn't matter because you all have access to the same weapons, the same armor, the same combination, the same attacks, the same everything. Sure, maybe the guy that's level 50 might have extra coins, so he's gonna spend to make his armor and stuff look a little different, but it's the same statistics. So whoever is better, that's the person that wins. You can do team deathmatch, you can do deathmatch, you can do free for all, you can do duels, or you can do frontline, Hordes would be against AIs, and you also have Battle Royale. Personally, I've only been able to join European servers for Battle Royale, so I've never had a good ping. When you start, you can play third person or first person. That's totally up to you. It doesn't really matter, I think, too much in this game if you play first person or third person. You gotta find loot boxes, crates, or find weapons around. It's kind of like the Battle Royale type of game. And then find people or better gear and be the last one to survive. It's just as simple as that. But I haven't really had good luck and I lost most of my fights. I blame it on the ping and not the skill, because clearly I probably do suck. So that's about it for an overview of this game. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I do stream this quite a little bit on my Twitch, so feel free to stop by. I love you guys very much. God bless y'all's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful faces and your beautiful soul, and I'll see you guys later.